Okay, we are live. So yeah, let's do this. What better way to start the day than upset a few people? Just going to give it a few seconds so that more people can join the chat. Let's see here. We have. Yeah, it's not the best day. No, it's not. It's not the best time of the day because it's the morning now here in Norway, and a lot of you guys are in different time zones. So, you Americans, you crazy people in North America, you wonderful people in North America, I should say. You're probably sleeping now, but anyway, let's get to it here. Viking festivals. So, a little bit of background information. If you come to Europe, especially Scandinavia, during the summer months, there will be Viking festivals here. Almost every weekend, I think there is a Viking festival somewhere in Scandinavia, which is awesome. It's just wonderful. You can actually spend all your summer weekends in Viking festivals. I'll just say hello to the good people here. Let's see. Hi there, Matt. Good morning to you. Oh, lots of people are joining. Wonderful. Yeah, so I'll just continue here because it gets so boring for the people who are watching this on replay when I get sidetracked. Is that what you call it? Um, Yeah, so you can go and visit Viking festivals and stay at the Viking festivals all through summer, I think. And I've been to quite a few Viking festivals previously, but I will probably not do that again, and I will explain why. So let me put it this way. Viking festivals have become this unholy mixture, a blend of a hippie festival and a tattoo convention. Can you imagine something like that? Um, yeah, it's far removed from proper historical reenactment now. Add to that there will be vendors there selling crap. And by that I mean things that have nothing or very little to do with the Viking Age. There will be people selling fur, yes, actually, ripped off little animals' bodies when they take them out of the cages in those countries where that is still legal to do. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Actually, I think it's disgusting. So yeah, you will probably not find me at Viking festivals, and I don't care if you like some of these Viking festivals. I don't care if you get angry and upset. I don't care if you every year go to a specific Viking festival and you think it's the best thing in the world. I think you should do that if you enjoy that, but don't come here and say that it's a Viking festival when it really has become something quite different. It's something else. What we're talking about is people dressing up in wide linen, sometimes wool clothing, pretending to be Viking-ish, sleeping in the tent while they're looking at their smartphones and just strolling around and having a good time. And that's fine, but it's not Viking Age. It's not Viking reenactment even. And if I go to a Viking festival, I want to get a taste and a smell, if you will, of what I imagine the Viking age would have been like. So, what do you guys think? Are you upset or do you agree? Have you been to any of these Viking festivals? And let me add that, as with all things, no, not all things, but most things in life, there are exceptions. And if you know of such an exception, please let me know. And yeah. No, I don't like it. And I've been, I've seen. Now, I haven't been to Viking festivals, a festival in at least 2 years, but I've seen photos and I don't like what I see. Okay, I really don't like it. Um, so let's see here. Bob says they should be authentic. Absolutely. Yeah, Walter J. Riddle, writing that me, I guess me, as an academic person would have issue with what you speak of. Yeah, I do, but I am very okay with things not being historically correct because I that would be to put the bar too high. Okay, so I'm okay with that. But when you intentionally add things that have nothing to do with the Viking Age, uh, tattoo parlors, selling all sorts of crap, and these things, it gives me a feeling of disgust. Um, that should be in other places. Okay, I would rather be. I mean, if I go out into the woods on my own, that's like so much more Viking than strolling around with these rotund characters in the among these you know Eastern, sorry, excuse me, mostly Eastern European vendors selling stuff there. It really, I don't like it. Okay. um yes, is there a goal with these festivals? Well, they need to make money, and people don't talk about that, but they need to make money. They are not raising money as far as I know. It's the money goes into their pockets. Um, yeah, well, Midgårdsblot, I am really sorry to say this, but that's okay. Midgårdsblot, that's the one with Borre Olsen, by the Borre Haugene, I believe, that they're talking about. Now, to their defense, it is a two festivals in one thing because you have the concerts and you have the Viking camp. Um, but I will say that the photos that I have seen that they are sharing disgust me. They disgust me. It's the worst I've seen. Um, there's a what's the word? People who like to show off a lot. Um, that's what's going on there, as far as I can see. Horror business, yeah, I have to agree. And you're saying that it bothers me when people wear Mjolnir but do nothing to be physically fit. Yes, yes, exhibitionist. Yes, yes, that's the word. Yes, Bob. Yes, exactly. It kind of you shouldn't do that if you make no attempt of improving yourself physically. Absolutely. And everyone, no matter what, can do that. If you're in a wheelchair, you can improve yourself physically and get stronger. If I mean, there really is no excuse, you know. Um, yeah. But anyway, let's see here. Posers, yes, absolutely. I mean, they're running around smearing themselves in blood, for God's sake. I mean, and I know a tiny little bit about the Viking age, and um, concerning worship of the gods. So what we do know is that it was kind of twofold. First of all, and here's a bit of a lecture here. Okay, um, you had the worship that went on, that you had in the house, that was part of daily life, um, and it was probably quite quiet and limited, if you know what I mean. And then you had the more formal thing, where you had people with that role in society who would l- lead and a religious procedure, if you will. Now I'm struggling to find the words because actually religion is not a word in that context. They didn't call it religion, it was ingrained in daily life. um, People smearing themselves in blood, getting drunk, running around like idiots. No, no. That I have, well, of course, if you look at the entire Viking age, and I guess you had idiots like that, but that's not probably not what you would see. Okay, and it would be probably be frowned upon. Okay, Andrea. Well, thank you so much for your contribution there. Thanks a lot. Um, oh, two. Oh, you're being very kind. Thank you. Let me just scroll up here. Um, let's see. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, now I'll just scroll. I'll scroll down. Sorry. Um, Now, I think that it's difficult to do a Viking festival properly because you want it to be accessible and you want it to be popular. You want to cover the costs and all of those things. But I think there is one thing that they could do that would make things, two things actually, that they could do that would improve things. The first one will not be popular, but here's what I would do, okay? I would say no alcohol within the festival area. And then people would say, well, the Vikings, they got drunk all the time. Yeah, well, maybe not all the time, but yeah, I know what you mean. But I've seen so many people lying face down, dead drunk, acting like idiots because they're drunk at these festivals. So clearly, there are too many people who can't handle that. And also, it's supposed to be family friendly. So, I mean, stop the drinking, you know, just stop. And the other thing is that the vendors, it needs to be historically accurate. Okay. And also, I think it should be ethical. So no fur from these, no, just fox fur. No, no, just stop that. Stop that cruel thing. Just stop it. And invite proper craftsmen. They are out there, and I'm sure that they would very much like to join these festivals and show their craft and maybe teach people. Um, and hold on, I'll just okay. You need to understand, you guys, that there are certain words that are not okay to write here. Okay, I'm sure you can understand. We are all adults here, so please do behave like that. Um, so those are the two things I would do if I were to arrange or organize a Viking festival, but I'm not. So you could say, well, you should. Well, I don't have time. Okay. Rosal, a designated drinking area would not help at all. People will still be drunk when they leave the designated drinking area. They will urinate at your tent, start fighting, and sleep right in on the path. And I've seen all of those things happening at Viking festivals. Yes. Um, let's see. I'll just scroll up a little bit. Um, I do have the banhammer. It's not a physical banhammer, but I will get rid of people who can't behave. I kind of enjoy it actually. Um, yeah, Rupert, the bus driver, says Viking for the masses is never going to be real, but if people are enjoying themselves and the organizers seized on the opportunity to make money from the shallow minded, that's modern life. Yes, probably. Yes. Uh, okay. Yeah, you're a little bit off topic here. VT and Prince. No, no, sorry. Woke. Okay. But anyway, that's what I think. And I don't like what Viking festivals have become. I am sure that there are Viking festivals out there that are genuine and where they really try to create an environment that feels authentic. Of course, it's impossible to make it 100% authentic, and that would probably be unethical as well, because then you would have slaves there, and things like that. But also with the smartphone addiction, I mean, what's more, I mean, it's. I'll have to say this: when you see someone dressed up in Viking clothes sitting there looking at his or her smartphone, no, don't do that. You know, you're looking at that smartphone 24/7 all year. Maybe those 2 days that you are in the Viking camp, maybe you can not do that. Okay. Is it impossible? Well, probably. I think people, they are so addicted now that they just can't. They just can't not look at their smartphone. Um, let's see here. Um, that's a good question from Meti Sama. Do you think going back to our animistic tribal roots would benefit humanity as a whole? I like getting back into the energies of nature. Um, well, if we adapt it to no, well, the short answer is yes. The short answer is yes. But I think it would have to be adapted to what we now know and understand about nature and science and so on. And no, science is not a bad word. Without science, you would not be able to write in the chat here now. Okay. Um, and yeah, what we see now, what we see is a very shallow understanding of nature and our place in nature. And you see that all across the political spectrum. And for instance, here in Norway now, this is a big and different topic, I guess, where they are just demolishing nature to build these wind turbines. It comes from a place where people view human beings as masters of nature, that we can control nature. We can. It doesn't work that way. We are part of nature, and we need to respect nature. And by respecting nature, we respect ourselves. I see a lot of people, by the way, who claim that they are saying these things. It irritates me. We are part of nature, and then they're out there looking at their fucking smartphone in their very modern, living their very modern lives with their modern attitudes. And oh, I did curse. Yes, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Living their very modern lives with all of that comes with it. If you cannot change the way you live, do not say that you understand that you're part of nature, because you don't understand it. If you do understand it, you wild camper YouTubers, don't say it because you don't mean it. Okay? Go and dig a hole and sit in it. Yeah, I'm getting annoyed. Let's have a look at the chat instead. Maybe I'll get even more annoyed. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, to enjoy the moment is very important. Um, yeah, well, if you can hit the like button, that would be awesome. Ast Anarko says Viking is superficial roleplay these days. Yeah, well, for many people, it has become that. Um, and also, I think that with this TV series that we had, I never watched it actually, but wasn't it called Vikings? Um, with this character Ragnar Fluffy Pants. The image of Vikings were distorted somewhat, or quite a lot actually. Okay, Vikings did not have haircuts like that. Vikings didn't tattoo their bodies and faces. Actually, there is very, very, if there is any evidence of that, it's only anecdotal. Um, and and this idea that they were always out there fighting. And when I say Viking, I mean the Norse. Sorry, in Norwegian we say Viking when we for the Norse. It's confusing to English people, I know. And one thing I hear all the time is, well, actually, people, the trolls, they use it against me. If I show any sort of emotion on YouTube, which I have learned that I should not do, I do not have emotions. I'm a YouTuber, so I've killed every single emotion that I have. And if I do, if I show emotion, there will be people writing, "Oh, I thought you were a Viking." Now, what that means is that they think that the Vikings are these tough, cold-hearted warriors. But if you look at Viking legends, lore, if you read the sagas, you will see that it the Viking society was, or the Norse were not shy about their emotions. There is so much love, grief, uh, also mental challenges like depression. Odin, Odin, the All Father, is known for having depression, actually. There is doubt, there is this, it's just this very wide and intelligent presentation of human beings. Um, and I don't like this stupid idea that, oh, if you're a Viking, you're tough, you don't have emotions. That's very stupid. That idea comes from a post-industrial image of masculinity. Actually, it has nothing to do with the Viking Age. um, let's see here. Hi, GB. Um, Andrea, can you be my friend? Are you asking someone else here? Uh, I can be a friend. I'm here. At least right now. Let's see. Let's see here. Yes, well, let's just say it for I've said it a million times. A Viking, first of all, Viking. What's Viking? No, it's not a verb. It's not a verb. To Viking doesn't make any sense. If you know a little bit about Old Norse, no, it's not a verb, but it's something you do. Okay, and from that comes the word Viking. That you could point at someone and say he's a Viking, right? And not all Norse people were Vikings, of course. Some were, and some were not. But in Norwegian, we don't say Norse. That doesn't make any sense. We say Vikingene, the Vikings, which is incorrect if you look at it, but that's what we say. And that's why it's so difficult for me to constantly change the words and say the Norse instead of Vikings because in my head I'm speaking Norwegian and then I translate the words are translated on the way out my mouth, you know. Um, let's see here. Yes, GB says that I think a man who is strong enough to show emotions is more masculine. Sotunar is mentioning grapple with his inner darkness. Yes, it's. I think everyone should read the sagas and the legends, and because it's so what's the word, profound, and you can tell that these people they had this amazing insight into the human psyche. Yes, and you're also writing, Sotunar, that among Odin's greatest abilities was to be able to perceive the darker part of the nature of humanity. That is at least in part what is sacrificed an eye for insight, the ability to look within. Yeah. Well said. Um, it's 3 a.m. in the USA, Grace. Oh, and you, yes, I I am a little bit sorry that I'm doing these normally in the morning. I haven't done live streams for a good while now. This is the second one I'm doing now, and I've decided to get back to it. I got a little bit tired and needed some time for myself. Um, so that's why I haven't done them for a while. But I think I'll be doing more live streams moving forwards, and the walk and talk videos will probably be on the main channel. The main channel is not growing anymore. And by the way, if you want to know, so I don't know why, but it's just every video is just going straight down. Nothing I can do about it really. Um, but I will. So it seems like it doesn't matter what kind of content I put on the main channel now. So any content that I feel has any recorded video I feel has um, is above a certain level of quality, it can't be rubbish. It will go on the main channel, except the pure outdoors videos that will go on Bjorn Outdoors. I have links to all my other channels in the video description. I also have a fourth channel, which is my training vlog, by the way. Um, Yeah, I have Tacitus, yes. Uh, well, it is interesting. Is the Edda and Germania, are they? Can we trust them? Well, not really. But if you have two different sources from two different eras pointing at the same things, then there is a likelihood there that that's actually true. Maybe. But it needs to be a, what's the word, correlation with historical finds as well. Um, yeah. Okay. Oh, you like cut the spira. Well, you like the forest videos. That's wonderful. Um, that's wonderful. No, I haven't tried streaming on Twitter. Um, yeah, just Saya. Hope I pronounced your name correctly. Says wisdom is the source of sorrow. Um, yes, that is true. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of work into GB into the outdoors, Bjorn outdoors, and I'll tell you why. It's not a secret, because I enjoy making. Well, I enjoy being in the outdoors, and I enjoy making those videos, and also um, we will be seeing a lot more censorship in moving forwards. Let's add 10 years. You think we will have more or less censorship? We will have a lot more censorship. Um, and that's why I think that I want to be on YouTube and I want to make videos here. And I think that the outdoors videos should be safe. And yeah, so I hope you're all subscribed to Beyond Outdoors. Okay. Um, oh, Lost in Europe. Well, thanks a lot for what you're saying there. Yeah, YouTube pushes clickbait trash. Yeah, they really do. And you're going to laugh now, okay? So on Bjorn Outdoors, which when you have different channels and then you log on to you go to that channel, right? And then YouTube will suggest a different kind of videos now that you're on your other channel. So this is an outdoors channel. And YouTube has consistently pushed a certain kind of videos for me, suggesting I should watch these. Uh, and you have to trust me on this. I have not clicked on a single of those videos. Girls doing yoga out in nature and bikini videos. Uh, so why? Where's the link? Well, actually, there is. I guess the word outdoors and yoga in the outdoors. But when I say yoga, it really is from the thumbnails. It looks like I don't know much about yoga, but it looks like the attraction is not in the yoga, but in the presentation. Let's just put it that way. And I haven't clicked on a single of those videos because I know if I did, then it would get even worse. Now, I don't want to watch videos like that, actually. Believe it or not, you may think that I'm a dirty old man, but if I, you know, I want to watch proper outdoors videos. Maybe I can learn something and try out some technique myself, but I don't see YouTube pushing or suggesting any of those videos. Um, and yeah, that's just how it is. And Yeah. Yeah, you guys have seen it too. Um, yeah, Prince Vegata says it's not that YouTube pushes those women, but men watch those women, which makes YouTube push their videos. Yeah, that's probably how it works, you know. Um, but don't I don't like that because you know, well, well, I'm a man, so of course it's not like I don't like it that way. Of course I do, but it's not like when I'm on YouTube, that's not what I want to watch. Okay, um, but it tells me that there is a bit of a challenge for me as an outdoors person, an outdoors YouTuber, to get YouTube to promote my outdoors videos because that's my competition, you know. So, um, yeah, bit of a problem there. Annika, hello there. Um, YouTuber Asha Logos. I don't know what that is. Donato Avfemia. Much love from Italy. That's wonderful. Thank you. Um, Andrea Adi says, I need a friend. Well, maybe someone here can reach out. And Andrea, if you want to, you can write where you are in the world. Uh, yeah, I don't. I'm a little bit off when it comes to. I can't see the context of the messages in the chat here. Um, okay. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of different discussions going on here, I think. Okay. Kurt, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah. Also, Vivian, I've also gotten suggestions for a lot of weird videos um, lately, and when that happens, I can tell you some insider information here. When that happens, it usually means, I think, that YouTube is changing their algorithm, which makes life a little bit difficult for us YouTubers, actually. Seal77 is asking, what's your opinion on Viking music? Viking music, like bands like Vardruna. Well, I I like some of it. Um, I'm not a big fan of Vardruna, but I really like Gealdir, and yeah, I don't listen to it all the time, but I like it absolutely. Old Viking music. Well, yes, yeah, lots of okay suggestions here when it comes to bands. The techno Viking. Yes, dark light. Yes, I've seen the statistic that 60% of young men, I think, was that 30-year-olds, are single. And it said in the same article that only 30% of 30-year-old women are single. So it doesn't add up when you first look at it. But then, of course, it only means that those 30, that difference there of women, they are with older, older, not old, but older than them men. They have to be in order for that to add up. you know. Um, I can't see any other way to make it to add up. If you have 60% of 30-year-old men being single and only 30% of 30-year-old women being single, then there's a difference of 30%, right? And I don't think they are with much younger men. I think they are with older men. And what people are saying is that women are finding young men to be socially a little bit awkward and immature. That's what I read. And yeah. No, it's yeah, a lot of people are then suggesting that those 30% of women are with other women. No, they're not. It's quite it's been quite there are numbers concerning that, statistics concerning that as well. And that's been quite constant actually. Contrary to what mainstream media wants us to believe. Statistics are not easy to fudge. I have a certain education in statistics, and um, um, yeah, I know what I know statistics. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. Um, yeah, that's interesting. Kat Despira says in the U.S., younger women want older men. That was only yesterday. I spoke with a friend in the USA, and he said that actually. He said it's a thing here now. But yeah, we left the topic of Viking festivals a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Um, I'll just mention one thing. In my video on the main channel last week, I said, I talked about what's the problem with modern men, and I think I mentioned this actually, and I pointed at screen time and lots of younger men wasting hours every day playing computer games, and older men are wasting hours every day watching TV. And it seems like a lot of people get upset when I mentioned computer games. When I say, it's probably not a good idea to spend 2 or 3 hours or more playing computer games every day. When I say that, which is an obvious thing to say, some people get very upset and angry. And there was one guy, he wrote that what's the there isn't no he wrote there isn't any difference between making YouTube videos and playing computer games. Okay, sure. um, Edward, Norway is on paper reforesting. They are cutting down, and on paper they are reforesting. What that means is that when they cut down a forest, which they do all the time, they plant trees. So if those trees, those saplings survive, which very often they don't, you get monocultural forest. Well, actually, you don't get a forest; you get trees. In between the trees, they will be spruce trees. It's dead. It's all dead. So uh, they are ruining the nature here completely. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, making YouTube videos, believe it or not, it's quite hard. Now this is of course not so hard. I'm just talking here, but this is a live stream. Making YouTube videos is quite hard actually. So comparing that to playing computer games is just ridiculous. Um, yeah, reading books is much better. Um, don't care is pointing out, says that I'm just not rich. What the ladies want is that they want money, that they want you to be rich. Uh, I don't think I don't think that goes for every woman out there. Hopefully not. Um, yeah. Okay. Berserker Gang, is he here now? Um, yeah. Well, don't be drunk when you make YouTube videos. Yeah, a lot of people don't really want real relationships. That's a good comment, I would say. But I would disagree. I think a lot of people, it's not that they don't want it, but they don't know how to. And they are afraid to commit and all of these things. And then they end up alone, independent and alone. They will sit there at the age of 40, being able to draw a straight line from where they are in their lives to their grave. And I don't know. I think that's quite sad, but maybe that's just me. Uh, Jeffrey, I can't say your name there, but thanks a lot for the donation. That's very kind of you. Um, yes, and I'm in the outdoors a lot. I mean, it's like I what I did on Bjorn Outdoors this morning actually was that I I have a playlist. Well, I have several playlists on my channels, but I thought, I have outdoors overnighter videos on my main channel. I did them more a few years ago there, but now I'm doing those on Bjorn Outdoors. Okay, so I thought in this playlist, which is called Overnighters in the Woods, at Sea, Up in the Mountains, something like that, I will also add the overnighter videos um, here on this playlist, so from the main channel. So all my overnighter videos are in that playlist on Bjorn Outdoors now. And I think there is a total of 41 or 42 um, there. So, yeah, you can go and watch those if you want to. Um, well, I can't relate to modern urban young men or whatever. I that's so far removed from me and my life. I don't know. A video about the wildlife. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I should do that. Um, the wildlife in Norway. Neo Ludism. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Edward. If I had a lot more time, I would organize a Viking festival. Uh, but I really don't have the time to do that. Um, so, okay. Now I think I'm going to. Yeah, I look really tired. One should never use a live stream camera as a mirror, which I'm doing this morning. It's a good thing that you're not coming here for my looks, because if you did, then this whole thing would be a failure. Prince Vegeta. Oh, I pronounced your name incorrectly. Also, that question, and then I will have to end the live stream. Why are Scandinavians, the Norse, yeah, well, ethnic Scandinavians, we should add, taller than other people on average? Well, that's interesting. We are quite tall. I'm 180 centimeters, which is quite average. Um, but I remember when I went to the USA, well, the two times I've been to the USA. No, I've been in the USA three times. And people were a little bit smaller than me, actually. But when I go to the Netherlands, which I've been, well, when I go, I haven't, I've been to the Netherlands once, no, twice, actually. I was there to do a lecture at the museum, and they are very tall, and the women too. And I have a friend there, and he is also very tall. And they are, I think, the tallest of all the nations in Europe. So interestingly, I'm mentioning that because ethnically they have a lot of, we have a lot of common with, lot in common ethnically, we Scandinavians with the Dutch people, and that's because of the ships going up and yeah, you know, um, yeah. So I don't know why, but yeah, we are quite tall here. Makeup. Well, Rocky Mountain Bear, thank you for that, saying that. But that's very kind of you. Modern urbanite males, are they using makeup now? Are they? Oh, the board game here behind me. Yes. Well, there's a link in all my video descriptions to the people who make that board game. And if you want that in English, I think you should just send them an email and ask. What I think about the Sami, well, that's a very, very fascinating culture, of course. Okay. Mark, well, 6 feet is quite tall. I think that's 184, 185, something like that. Yes, that's me on the cover. Yes. Actually, yes. Yeah. Um, I didn't want them to have a stupid, photo. No, you can find these images, these photos in the photo databases, and they're all rubbish. So yeah, I that's me, and it's quite historically accurate what you see there. Actually, 6'4". Yeah, that's very tall. Ezra, I mean, what do you think? I'm going to kick you out here. Okay. Um, I'll just put you in timeout. Okay. Yeah, that's. I'm quite offended to be asked such a thing. Such a thing. You know, that's just a disgusting thing you mentioned there, and I hate it. And how I mean, I'm a father and novelist and YouTuber. I work a lot. What do you think? And I thought actually that was on my banned words list. I have a list of banned words. I'll have to check that. No. So, Ezra, I don't know. You'll have to reconsider your life a little bit there. I think. Don't come here with stupid questions like that. I'm not a liberal, and I have no tolerance for such thing. I don't think it's okay. I think it's wrong. I don't care what you think. Okay. Grace, are you watching the Viking series now? That's awesome. Well, I think it's awesome. People are telling me it's awesome. I don't watch it because it's very I guess it's too close to what I'm doing as a novelist. Um, yeah, okay. Yes, the Sami culture is very cool. Um, absolutely. GB never watched Vikings. Yeah, well, it's fantasy from what I've heard and the images, the photos, or screenshots that I've seen. It's based on some legends, and it really is fantasy. I do understand that most people think, "Oh, no, this is the Vikings." No, no, it's not. The fighting, the clothes they use, the hairstyle, the whole thing is not something that you would see back then, you know. But okay, I will end the live stream here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, and have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.